great.
And of course, I loved Superman, and I'm such a big Fantastic Four fan that people are asking, well, which one was better or whatever. And I don't do that. But I have to say, I think if I had to, I think I like Superman better.
I'm the same.
Okay.
That's what I was just about to say too. Like, I think the reason why is because as much as the retro futuristic look made you kind of like accept a little bit more of it, John, like you were saying, the thing about Superman is that it's very modern and it's very today. And it's like, it's almost what's happening outside the window. So, you know, there's a lot of allegories with, you know, with the president and the Lex Luthor and, you know, Israel, Palestine with Jaranpur and the other country. So there's a lot of parallels. And like when you're when you're watching it, you just feel immersed in it because it's so easily translatable to what we're already experiencing. So for me, that's kind of why I like Superman more, is because I can, like, it felt more current, I guess.
Well, I felt more heartfelt. Like, I loved the Fantastic Four, but I was crying during Superman.
Same, yeah.
Why.
Okay.
You know, like that was the difference.
Did you guys see that there's a I don't want to say a report, but there seemed to be like a lot of buzz that even though Superman didn't break $1 billion, it made people go into comic stores again.
That's true. I work at one part-time, and I just sold somebody yesterday the newest Metamorpho miniseries. And I was like, "Oh, did you go see the new movie?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love this character." It was a girl too. Like, she bought the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is great."
That is great.
Like,
but if anything, that's the best thing to come out of the new Superman movie, right?
Yeah,
you have a young girl buying a Metamorpho comic, like
right.
It almost seems unheard of. You know what I mean?
Right.
Discovering that character for the first time, probably.
And he was great. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of that movie. He's like, he's crying his eyes out over this poor guy getting like shot.
Yeah,
and it just showed such humanity and such an inhumane looking character.
You
know what I mean?
I loved how much of a menace Crypto was. That was my favorite.
Metamorpho, more like meta emo.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I thought it was great. I thought the whole thing was great.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I feel my favorite part. You know what I wish there was more of in the Superman movie? I love the entire Daily Planet staff. Like, they got them all 100% correct.
How do we know about Ron Troop though? Like, he had one line. It's like, wait, you cast this guy. What, make him do something?
I keep saying this. There needs to be a movie with more of the Caldorians, the Caldorians, the
Kandorians
in the dome. Kandorians.
Oh yeah.
I always think of Caldor, the shop.
So in 1985,
when
when I was an assistant to Chaykin and Simonson in the same room, DC approached both of them to take over Superman franchise.
Okay.
And they came up with their pitches, and I've already discussed this before, so I'll just do it quickly here. Chaykin's pitch was awesome. It was going to be basically the Daily Planet, because he would do like an office drama in a really great way. And his whole idea was that you start off with Superman wearing headphones back then, like all you guys except me, listening to a Walkman, singing some kind of old love song, and just flying in the sky, everything's cool, he's great. And then him going and changing into Clark Kent to go to the Daily Planet. But the dirty secret is the entire neighborhood knows he's Clark Kent, but they don't let him know they know that, because they just let him think, you turn into one of us, during the day or whatever. And then he would do some Daily Planet stories, which I love that idea. And then Simonson, his idea was, you just tell the first issue that he would do, you tell the origin, you show all the great fights he ever had, all the major story points, and on the last page, Superman is looking at you and he says, "It was all a lie."
Oh.
And then he would take it from there. I don't know how that would resolve. And DC was like, "No way, no way, you can't do that." And this was off the heels of his Thor run, So he was still doing Thor, but they were trying to woo him, DC, and that was his pitch. And they didn't go for it, and they didn't go for Howard's Daily Planet, and I would love to see these ideas.
I love both of those pitches.
Wow. Who's your favorite on-screen Superman? Everybody.
Oh,
George Reeves.
George Reeves, really?
I would say
Christopher
that.
Reeve.
I
Yeah,
love
Christopher
George
Reeves.
Reeves.
Christopher Reeves.
You know, I really like this new guy. I think
Wasn't he great?
He's great.
I think Cavill was the epitome of the look of Superman. I thought Brandon Routh was the epitome of the look of Clark Kent. But I think between Christopher Reeves and David Corenswet, I think they're the pinnacle of like my mind's eye of what Superman should look like.
Yeah, when Dean was talking about what the look of his Superman would be, like I always picture Christopher Reeves. You know, he is like the classic look. You know what I mean? Like it looks like he took him out of the comic book and slapped him on the screen.
I've always said that Superman has to have a little bit of sex appeal. Like he's got to be kind of, I'm going to say sexy, but like in a roundabout way, where he needs to be. Obviously, you know, you can look at him and go, "Oh, women are definitely attracted to this guy," but then you look at, you know, like men looking at him and they're like, it's like I remember when Cavill took his shirt off in one of the Man of Steel movies. I was like, you know, they talk about women having unrealistic expectations of bodies. Like that's the most unrealistic expectation for a man to ever look at. So, you know, like you look at it and you envy it and you're kind of like, yeah, I realize he's attractive. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's what you
ladies
need.
love him, guys want to be him kind of thing, right? That old saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say Corenswet's up there with Christopher Reeve for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I like his attitude. I like his attitude, you know. And listen, I've enjoyed every Superman I've seen, you know.
Great. Just to circle, like put a pin on Superman for me. One of the things I liked about the movies is that it wasn't about Superman. It was about the world reacting to Superman. So I loved that aspect of it. And the other thing I liked I needed Superman to be good. Like I needed it to be good because I really didn't like Man of Steel. And I thought that the one that Superman Returns was just kind of like an echo of the Reeves movies. So I really needed this to be a good Superman movie. And I was very happy about it. I also felt like the last two Superman movies we got were like, they're just trying to make him space Jesus. And in this, he just felt like Superman from the comics. Yeah. And I felt that was rushing to the movies and the character in the movies.
I also think that these two movies, Superman and Fantastic Four, what I love about them, and this is my sensibility, is that they are very Silver Age. They feel very Silver Age.
Both of them.
And I kept thinking, was I in the writer's room in both of these movies somehow? Like when did I work on these movies? I couldn't remember, you know, like. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. That's right. Like, what did you think about the twist with his parents?
I think that's that we will find out more about that in the next movie.
I liked it because I thought it served the story well.
Oh, but I don't think it's real. I think.
Okay.
I think. Listen, I don't mind if it's real. I like the idea of this. Of that Krypton is like behaves and thinks this way, you know, the Kryptonians. Right. But I think they're setting up Brainiac, and I think AI messed with and Brainiac's going to be a big AI villain.
Oh, that's a great idea, actually. Wow. Okay.
Come on, I mean,
it's there. I like that. You could say that Brainiac's been there all along, right?
Yes.
I like that. I really like that because that was actually one of the things I didn't like was that twist, and I almost felt like it was like a riff on Invincible. And I'm like, all right,
which I haven't seen, and I know of it, so I know what you mean. But you know what? I think that nobody has talked about. No. What I was going to say is at the end when Mr. Terrific, when there's a little crack in the wall when they sewed back the split up, you know, Metropolis, whatever. And I'm looking at that wall, and he's looking at that wall, and then Mr. Terrific comes by, and they do the joke like you didn't get it perfectly aligned, whatever.
Yeah.
I think there might be some kind of weird rift. I think that might have set up another story.
Okay. Can I throw out something about Superman that no one has caught in any of the Easter egg breakdowns and all that stuff?
Okay.
The monkeys. The monkeys that were farming hate.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that Brainiac had a pet monkey that had those little things on it, like when he first appeared.
Oh, but there you go.
Yes, there you go.
You nailed it. Like it's all right there.
It's right there.
I heard
they did bring that back in the Harley Quinn animated series.
Yeah.
I heard a really great theory. Somebody came to my table and said that end scene with the misaligned building is actually a very meta scene, and that we, the audience, are Superman critiquing it, and that James Gunn or the creators are Mr. Terrific, and it's just like, man, I gave you this, I gave you gold, and you still gonna pick it apart? Like, come on now.
No, that's a funny meta thing. Absolutely. I love that. I don't know. I thought there was more to it, and it could be like he was just doing referencing or allowing.
I think could have been a little bit of both, because I really like your thought process too. And even when I saw the portals, I'm like, oh well, this has got to lead to Crisis at some point, right? And
I kept thinking those portals were those boom tubes. No, they weren't, but they were kind of like boom tubes, like Jack Kirby boom tubes, So
right.
I don't know. It's a lot of fun, that story, even though it goes nuts. And what I also love, and I think someone else pointed this out, he just throws you into that world. Like Fantastic Four is 4 years in. Superman is 30 years in. And not that he's been Superman for 30 years, he's been Superman for maybe 3 years or something.
Yeah.
And he just had a major fight. And I talked to a major publisher about how he was disappointed in not seeing that fight. I'm like, you've seen the fight in your brain, and you've seen it in a billion comic books. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
and also the whole thing about comics is the action takes place in the gutters.
Exactly.
That's what this is. It's action taking place in the gutters of your mind. That's all.
And that's actually the gutters he kind of references by doing those weird, with those pockets of space and time.
Yeah, right.
Like gutters in a way. But what I was going to say is, it's like Star Wars. Fantastic Four and Superman, for the new viewer, is like Star Wars, in that Star Wars doesn't explain itself either. A New Hope, the fourth movie, which is our first movie. You just get thrown in there and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I love that. Because you
could pick apart the detail,
fed everything,
right? Exactly.